The Super Bowl ads that appeared last night on television were probably the absolute worst ads I've ever seen in the history of all Super Bowls. Uh, One after the next, they were simply terrible. They were so terrible, I really don't even know where to start talking about them. They were just that really goddamn bad. Fresh in my mind is the new ad for the new Nissan Maxima, a car that appears so goddamn ugly that it looks like it's a cross between a electric car and a piece of shit. I mean, it's just horrible. I don't know what it is with these Japanese designers where they think they can get away with stuff like this on the American market. I mean, the last Nissan Maxima had those ridiculous looking fish hook headlamps and this, that, and other. And at first it was passable, and then you realize that the car, not only is the car ugly, but it drives like shit. So I'm hoping that they got smart this time around and say, you know what, let's offer this piece of shit with all-wheel drive. So this way we'll have something over this new Toyota Camry that they got coming out. But when you really think about it, all of them are soulless, econo drive pieces of garbage appliances that you can basically just use to get from point A to get B until your transmission goes out. One of my friends had a Maxima and her transmission gave out, and it cost her like $3,800. And the thing about it is, when you're on the streets, you're going to end up meeting up with a lot of Dodge Chargers and a lot of Challengers on the road because everybody really wants into those Hellcats, but they're probably only going to be able to afford at the best an SRT. So I really feel bad for anybody who buys one of these pieces of garbage and makes the mistake of trying to race an SRT off a light. Good luck to you because you're going to need it. Speaking of the Toyota Camry, they had a new Camry ad. In fact, I think I saw two, where one of them's like a dad and he's about to let his daughter off to war. That just tells you how bad times have changed. It used to be where the men would go and fight the wars and the women would stay home pregnant and they would raise a new generation of males to fight in the next war that came up, 10 or 20 years from now. But now we're shipping our daughters and our sisters and mothers off to war. That's just ridiculous. So basically she has this look on her face and she's, trying not to cry and everything, but she has this look on her face that just asks the question. She's like, gee, I wonder how the army will be. Will I be sexually assaulted? Will the F-22 Raptor asphyxiate me? Will I be captured by Taliban soldiers? Well, I just hope she has really good skills with her M4 because, you wouldn't want anything to happen to her. But for a father to be dropping his daughter off, I'm like, Jesus, that's just terrible. I mean, why? That's just wrong. Then there's the Like a Girl ad, and some people, I guess, with diminished brain capacity, consider it empowering, while others have, put out tweets that says it's really degrading to women. I thought that the buildup of this commercial was leading to like really strong female role models. Like I thought it would have like Maria Sharapova or Serena Williams or Venus Williams or really strong women who are athletes who do things, better than men do, the few that there are. But it was a buildup to what amounted to like a maxi pad ad. And I'm like when I was watching it, I really thought I was like, they're going to bring out some really strong women at the end. And sure enough, I mean, they didn't. And it ended up just being a pad ad. I mean, huh? It's like, what's going on at the Super Bowl ad committee? What's going on? Speaking of build-ups, of course, who could miss the "But I Died" boy? A dead kid. I thought that there was going to be a build-up, and this kid, I thought he was like, oh yeah, look, I can fly airplanes, and I could run a business, and this, that, and the other, and then it ends with, "But I died"? Who nationwide, I won't be a bit surprised if there's some level of backlash and most of the customers at Nationwide end up going to Geico. Because the thing about it is, granted, Geico is, they usually post funny ads, but this was the most morbid, depressing Super Bowl ad collection that I've ever seen. The whole point of these ads is supposed to take my mind off of all the bad shit. The whole point of the ads is supposed to get me to want to rush to the store and buy lots of food and lots of expensive, cheap Chinese-made shit that, I really don't need, but that I, can barely afford and buy it on credit card. But these people have put together the most absolutely ridiculous, depressing lineup of commercials in the history of the Super Bowl. Whoever the committee is, please make sure that this never happens again. Please.